talked about, I'll go back, pace, breaking the lines. How important is that in your attacking style?
Yeah, I think what we talk about as being intentional. At times we can be pretty passive and keep the ball moving from side to side, but when we break lines and we speed up the play, speed up our attack, that's when I think we're at our best. And then there's moments of the game that we do have to be patient and move the ball from side to side, but um, we have to rely on our athleticism. We're an athletic team, and when we have the ability to break lines and drive forward, that's when I think we're at our best.
In your attacking style, the importance of the nine, how important is that? Doesn't matter who it is, but just how effective they are, and obviously the different players doing it right now.
Yeah, I think that our nine can play many different ways. They can come and support the attack and be another guy in the pocket in build-up. They can be more of a poacher, number nine, like Ozaze, who is around the box, a lot more opportunistic. He's a big body. We want him, especially at the end of crosses, right in the box, with a defender on him, because he's very strong, being able to kind of get a shot off even with a defender on him. So Danny's a little bit more of an in between, and Jordan's definitely more of a runner. And so being able to have different types of number nines in our same system is vital to our success.
Cristian, obviously you guys faced that Galaxy team a couple weeks ago, 4-0 game. What differences do you expect to see from a team who's looking for revenge, for lack of a better word, tomorrow?
Well, it's a semifinal, and we all know that teams get ready for semifinals. They're going to be at home, so we expect a team that's going to be behind the ball, playing really hard defensively, and then they're gonna be a lot different, I think, in the attack. They're gonna be smarter with the ball. At times we felt like we were able to press them really well when we won down there a couple weeks back. But this is going to be a whole different team. This is going to be a team that's motivated, that got a couple good results after we beat them, and so they're ready, I think. It really starts from the first minute. We have to set the tone, and I'm sure they're going to try to do so as well. But this is a team that's ready. They've won championships before, and they have a good track record. They've done it before, so they'll be ready for a game like this.
To that extent, when you're sitting there in the defensive midfield and you got Peck off one side, Paints off another side, Royce maybe over your shoulder, what are the concerns going through your head knowing all of their different unique strengths?
Yeah, Royce definitely starts the transition moments, right? When he gets the ball, he's able to pick passes, and then we've got two dribblers out wide that are very fast. And so my job is to keep the team organized when we're in the attack, to recover transition, and just stop transitions in general. With good organization, second balls, fouling, winning the ball. So my job requires a lot against a team that wants to be a transition team.
Ivan, you can go ahead and go over to Zoom whenever you're ready.
We'll go to Felipe Maqueda, please.
Thank you. Cristian, en los dos últimos encuentros contra Puebla y Minnesota se mencionó que el último toque dentro del área chica hace falta la calidad del toque para anotar gol. ¿Cómo han ustedes confrontado esto durante los entrenamientos y mentalmente cómo están preparados para eso?
Sí, siempre meter goles es lo más difícil en fútbol. Para nosotros, cuando estamos jugando contra una línea de 5, fue difícil, pero sí, todavía teníamos oportunidades y tenemos que ser más limpio en frente de gol. Pero ahora tenemos un diferente delantero. Ahora tal vez cruzamos la pelota más, ponemos la pelota enfrente de gol un poco más y ojalá el gol entra, pero La verdad no hemos entrenado bastante porque los juegos vienen tan seguidos, pero sabemos que tenemos que ser mejor en frente de gol para avanzar a la final.
Rodrigo Serrano will go to your question, please.
Hola Cristian, gracias por tu tiempo. Sí, pasa un poco hay muchas rivalidades nuevas en la MLS, pero la importancia de un Galaxy Seattle que es histórica, lo que le da a los fanáticos, a los jugadores, muy, muy importante para esta liga, y también lo saludable que es la llegada de jugadores como Marco Reus, Thomas Müller, Son a la liga. Tú has estado mucho tiempo aquí, y cómo eleva el nivel de los jugadores, ¿no?
Sí, es muy importante tener jugadores grandes en la liga, jugadores talentosos, jugadores con grande nombre, porque hace los equipos mejores, hay más gente viendo nuestros partidos, pero para mí es el talento que traen. Vemos la diferencia cuando tenés un jugador como Marco Reus o Son o Boanga, jugadores así que pueden cambiar el partido en un momento. Y pues cuando llegué a la MLS no teníamos eso. Tal vez un jugador entre 6, 7 equipos, pero ahora se siente como que cada equipo tiene un jugador que sí puede cambiar el partido así. Pero sí, bueno para la liga, ojalá más dinero entre a la liga para que podamos traer más jugadores así. Y bueno, nosotros la verdad somos más como un equipo aquí, y también estamos enseñando que también puedes ganar como un equipo.
Orlando, saludos. Su pregunta, por favor.
Gracias. Buen día, Cristian Roldán, que está en Selección Informativa Deportes. Cristian, ¿qué tan importante es para ustedes mañana sacar ese resultado que les ponga a la postre en la final de esta Leagues Cup? Más allá de que ustedes vienen invictos en este torneo, jugando bien al fútbol, y si mañana el partido contra el Galaxy es uno de los más complicados en estas instancias por lo que se juega el día de mañana.
Sí, muy importante para nosotros. Sabemos que el año pasado Galaxy nos ganaron en la semifinal, en el Western Conference Final, y fue un momento muy difícil para nuestro equipo, y por eso hicimos unos cambios con jugadores, y la verdad tenemos muchos lesionados, pero seguimos bien con nuestro equipo. Tenemos un gran equipo y nos ayuda cuando hay muchas lesiones, pero para nosotros es una oportunidad de ganar trofeo, ganar un puesto en Champions Cup, y pues lo estamos tomando muy en serio, y sabemos que Galaxy va a ser muy difícil, especialmente de visitantes, y tenemos que estar listos desde el primer minuto.
Jeremiah, you'll have the last question. Go ahead.
Yeah, Christian, if you could just speak a little bit about what you saw from Snyder Burnell on Sunday, and sort of like the progression that you've seen from him over the last, I don't know, I guess a couple years that you've been training with him.
Yeah, Schneider's a player that plays a lot with a lot of confidence. His ability to turn in small spaces, his ability to run up and down the field, his engine is what separates him from a lot of younger players. His tenacity, his ability to get into a tackle. He's a very well-rounded player. And his movement in the box is clearly there. He has a knack for goal, and from the 8 position, that's really tough to teach. So Schneider's doing well. He continues to do well. He had a really good preseason with us early on. We always felt that he had that potential to be with the first team, and I'm glad that he's finally getting his chance, and not only getting a chance, but taking advantage of that chance. And so. Hopefully we can get many more appearances for him, but he's got a good player in front of him in Obed to be able to learn a lot from, And even though Obed's so young, he can learn a lot from Obed and be just as good as him.
Miles, go for it.
Yeah, hey, Christian, for Jackson's question, you asked, you answered you kind of defensively what your role is, and offensively, what is your role?
Yeah,
And
offensively.
how is Obed helping you with that role?
Yeah, offensively, my role is to start attacks, right? Like, get the ball, whether from center backs or from a bounce from the higher line. Usually, a center back will play to someone like Obed Jesus or Alex, and then they will drop it towards me. And now I'm looking at the entire field, right? And so, switching point of attacks, playing into pockets. As well as playing over the top, that's the way I start attacks. And then once we start the attacks, now my role kind of shifts into, all right, how can I avoid or sustain attacks by winning second balls, by being in a really good position. And so sometimes my attacking is a bit defending, right? In the sense that I'm trying to put myself in a really good spot so I can sustain attacks for our team.
And Jackson finishes off.
Christian, I wanted to ask you about Andrew Thomas. I know you only face him when you're practicing penalties out here, but from what you see, why is he so good at penalty kicks?
Yeah, he's his strength, right? His ability to spring makes him different than a lot of goalies, right? He can wait on the line a little bit longer than most goalies because he's able to spring off the line a little bit more. But he also has really good timing and anticipation. So if the run up is slow, he'll make sure he waits. If the run up is fast and he understands that the player shoots it with a lot of power, he'll jump a little bit early. And so his ability to do that and read the game a little bit makes him really good in penalties.
Do you see his ability to get people in people's heads too?
Not as much, to be honest. We haven't seen that in training, at least. But in the game, we saw a little bit of that, talking to the crowd and whatnot. But yeah, his ability to read the player is also something that he does really well.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, Yvonne.
Cheers. Yeah.